What makes a gaming keyboard a gaming keyboard? Are mechanical keyboards better for gaming? Are wireless keyboards good enough for gaming? If you have simple questions about mechanical gaming keyboards, you've come to the right spot. In this video, I'm going to cover the basics to get you started with a gaming keyboard. Now, I'm no expert, but I can get you up to speed with the basics so that you can make a more informed buying decision. To help me illustrate the answers, Asus has sponsored this video and provided hardware from their newest lines for you to see as examples. Rest assured though, all this information isn't limited to just Asus keyboards, and all advice and opinions are from the staff here at PCWorld. So let's dive in and answer some questions. Let's get started with a basic question. What's the difference between a gaming keyboard and a regular keyboard? Of course, you can play PC games on any keyboard, but what separates a regular keyboard from a gaming keyboard is its intent. Gaming keyboards are designed for speed and comfort across long play sessions. While comfort is subjective and somewhat limited in making a gadget that conforms to standard typing, speed is readily quantifiable. Now, there are a couple specific ways of measuring speed. One is the latency, which is the time it takes for a key press to translate into an action on your screen. Normally, this is a relevant character appearing in a text window, but for games, it's a sword swing, a foot movement, a grenade toss, or a special ability activated. Gaming keyboards have special hardware that can minimize that latency. The easiest way to reduce latency is to increase the amount of times the keyboard's circuit board checks for key presses. This is called the polling rate, expressed in hertz, and generally speaking, higher is better. A standard keyboard has a polling rate of about 100 to 200 hertz, checking about every 10th of a second or so. A gaming keyboard might have a polling rate of 1,000 or more hertz, typically so fast that even the fastest human reflexes won't be able to spot any gap in between a key being pressed and its relevant action on screen. Certain models even go up to 8,000 hertz polling rate, which is what professional esports players look for. So if that's the difference between a gaming keyboard and a regular one, then what are mechanical keyboards and are they better for gaming? A mechanical keyboard is a type of keyboard that uses individual mechanical switches and has a very tactile feel compared to typical dome switches found in standard keyboards. Most mechanical keyboards also offer various ways you can customize them for a more tailored and personalized experience, including switches. While any mechanical keyboard can be used for PC gaming, most gamers prefer a specific kind of switch. Linear switches are ideal for gaming because they allow for faster key presses and they also reset more quickly. Tactile or clicky switches, while excellent for typing, are a bit slower and not preferred for gaming. Some keyboards offer hot swapping, meaning you can easily and quickly change the kind of switch you want to use. Some mechanical keyboards even offer Hall effect or magnetic switches, which provide faster input thanks to customizable actuation and instant reset. When it comes to switch brands, you've probably heard of Cherry MX Red switches. They're the typical go-to choice for mechanical keyboards designed for gaming. But the competition is rapidly evolving, and gamers are spoiled for better choice. There are loads of varieties from many manufacturers, like Asus, and while they come in a ton of different colors, they might not correspond to the actual properties of the switch itself. Some have a higher actuation point, which is the point in the key travel at which the keyboard registers a press, or lighter springs for a softer touch, or even less travel to shorten the distance between pressing the key and bottoming out by a few millimeters. Some fancy silent switches are much quieter than normal ones. But the important part for most serious gamers is that linear switch type for a smooth, fast key presses. Unless your tastes are very unconventional, you definitely want linear switches for gaming, not tactile or clicky. And if you really want to go all out, one of the hottest new features to come to gaming keyboards is something called adjustable actuation. It's a switch design that lets you choose how hard you have to press to actuate, and you can adjust it to your preference. This also lets you do some interesting tricks like snap tap, or insanely fast strafing in shooters, or binding up to 4 commands to a single button press. Be warned though, it needs a lot of tweaking to make the most out of it, and it might not be worth the extra expense unless you're way into competitive multiplayer, and even then, some games actually ban it. But what about connectivity? Are wireless keyboards good enough for gaming? Yes. Even before modern wireless gaming keyboards arrived on the scene about 10 years ago, most keyboards using standard dongles and RF connections were fast enough to beat gamer reflexes. More specialized models make this wireless connection even faster, as quick as 0.008 of a second. Again, far faster than any human being can tell, and essentially identical to the speed of any wired connection. There is an exception though. Many wireless keyboards use Bluetooth, and that's not ideal for gaming. Bluetooth is just slow enough that a gap between the key press and the action on screen is noticeable, even if you don't have superhuman reflexes. And it's also on a very crowded wireless spectrum, so Bluetooth accessories are more prone to interference. Even if your wireless gaming keyboard offers Bluetooth as a multi-device pairing option for gaming, you should probably stick to the RF connection whenever you have the option. And nothing beats the tried and true wired option for when you want to take zero chances. The last question might be the most important one. Do gaming keyboards need RGB lights? No, but they're fun. RGB lights can be programmed to indicate specific key bindings, and some driver programs even include custom decorative patterns for specific games. But since you'll be looking at your monitor and not your keyboard most of the time, the lights are basically just for show, and no matter what they happen to be doing. And if you're not a fan, you can always turn them off, which can happen to save a huge amount of battery life on wireless keyboards. In fact, turning off RGB is actually the best way to prolong battery life, allowing some models to reach thousands of hours under normal use. So like most things in life, it's a trade-off between flash and function. Luckily, more and more keyboard manufacturers are including ways to control all of these features on the device themselves or in web-based software. After all this, do you have a better handle on mechanical gaming keyboards? If you have any other questions, feel free to put them in the comments below. And while you're down there, be sure to subscribe to PCWorld for more PC gaming hardware videos. Also, be sure to check out the Best Buy link in the description to explore all the various options ASUS has to offer, including this awesome ergonomic gaming keyboard.